It's tea time with Uncle Twerl. Let me go grab my cup.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to season 3 of Tea Time with Uncle Twerl. Thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Sipping and spilling with us today, guys. Very special guest. Father, actor, hometown hero, the bearded wonder. Marcus Hopkins Turner is in the building. Yes, give it up to him. Yes, y'all, he's here. Visionary, artist, entity, leader of the beautiful people. Rob B is sipping and spilling with us today. Baby, thank you for being here. Wellness coach, community builder, the supreme of squats, women's fitness expert, Jazz Cutler is in the building. Yeah, y'all give it up for her. Award-winning radio personality, content creator, voice-over vixen, and hometown hero. Danny B is in the building. Yeah, y'all better give it up to her. Butt tender, entrepreneur, the Countess of Cannabis. Kia is here, y'all. Yes. Advocate, counselor, the master of matchmaking, host of Shoot Your Shot Wednesdays. The gay dating coach is here, y'all. Lamar White.
Oh my goodness. I felt like this was like a Game of Thrones entrance.
Supermom, master mentor, marketing maverick, and low-key comedian. Michelle Prophet is in the building, y'all. Yes. Queen of the court, a basketball bombshell, community builder, professional athlete, honey. Bashara Graves is in the building. Hey, girl. Hey. Smoking on.
Hey, in the middle of the bar.
Hey. I want to know where they were. What barn were they at? Invite me to the farm. I'd like to come. Like a virgin, touch for the very first time.
There it is.
Lemon pepper wet or dry?
Oh, I like both. Oh, okay. I'm gonna go with wet.
Period.
Yes.
Because everything's better wet, okay? They're sad. They're heartbroken. Help. He cheated on me again.
Oh Lord, I should have known what to send them. What's the name of that song? Hold on. Maybe fuck them on the bitch.
Hey, period.
Maybe something like that right
Okay.
there.
I'm gonna be sending Keisha Cole. I should have cheated. Get him
Okay.
back.
Okay. I would say something else, but right now that just sounds like fun.
I love that. Big Boy or Andre 3000?
Now, see here. I'm gonna have to go with Dre. Dre just has the little country twang that I love. I made a Facebook post the other day that said something like, you know, everybody wants Morgan Freeman to be their like narrator of their life. No, give me Dre. I'll take Dre.
I'm into that. He does have a very nice, sultry voice.
And it's very country. You know I'm country.
Yeah.
And so like it just, yes.
Maybe he could play the flute between the
Give me
interludes.
Dre.
I love that. He could play the intro and then start narrating. I'm into it.
He can. I would take a flute solo from Dre.
Sex on the first date or make them wait?
Sex on the first date. Me and my husband, we had sex on the first date.
Period.
You know, we had to test
And
it
they're still
out.
together, okay? So for those
10 years later, we still having sex
those of
with
you
each other.
Okay. For those of you not wanting to give it up, you better listen.
I'm a peach.
I'm a nut.
This brother's got a complex occupation.
He do.
And I was right there at his graduation.
It was.
What's the name of the song though?
I can't tell you. I can't. You want to guess? You want to guess? You want a hint?
What is the name of the song though? What's the hit?
It rhymed with anger.
Oh, that's Danger.
Yes!
Oh,
Oh, look, very good.
Because I'm singing it all calm as though she was more like brothers. You know? I was trying to make it all
It
smooth
was
jazz.
sultry. Okay. It's the remix. Breathing. Breathing.
Exhaling.
Okay. We're getting close. Movements. The first word was breathing. That was the first clue. The second one is movements. Breathing movements. I'm doing the best I can.
Clearly.
And
Looking
did you
finer than
see Equalizer?
What? Whew. Did I see it?
Loved it.
I almost became it. Okay. We talk about that
What do
later.
you mean by that?
We don't have to worry about that. Sorry, guys. I'm talking too much. I can see there are people in the studio. I see someone looking at me because when we were talking about Gladiator, we had just been talking about the trailer. I was like, oh, yeah, I kind of want to see it. Then I was like, I didn't see the first one, though.
Whoa!
Yeah, okay, look. Don't judge me. That was also, okay, first of all, it's too many open mouths. It's too many open mouths. Okay?
No,
it's too many open mouths. Hey, guys, hey.
I'm not gonna lie. That's pretty. Like the bananas, I'll give a pass.
All right.
But that's pretty unacceptable.
All right, guys. Well,
You should know that.
I grew up in a very specific household, and we weren't watching white films. So,
But you should know that though. I just want you
I
to.
know who's in it. Russell Crowe. I know he's a gladiator.
Okay, I want you to. Who else is in it?
Russell Crowe.
Great.
Who else needs to be in it? I mean, he's the
Joaquin
star.
Phoenix. Like, come
Yeah,
on.
Yeah, they got Phoenix. It's like Harry Potter. You've been recording and performing for over 20 years. Over. Okay.
That don't crack.
Okay. And he's only 15, y'all. Okay. He's only 15. It's kind of crazy. East side or west side?
West Side, ho.
Period. Okay. We have a lot of East Siders on the show. We love y'all, but it's always good to connect with the west side. You
There
know
you
what
go,
I'm saying?
baby.
Big
For
fan.
life.
Last year for Halloween, me and my homegirls went as the Spice Girls. It might have been 3 years ago. Nadia, you remember. And I got Posh Spice and I had to put on these tiny sling back heels and I was walking like this the whole time, pigeon-toed, ankle was falling out. I don't know how y'all do that. I had no business on the weekday, but you can have me on the weekend.
Oh my gosh.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yes.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday. What?
That's The Weekend Lover by Robbie.
Period. Yes.
Absolutely.
So I have been a therapist since probably 2004. And I really get connected just with working with gay men, like LGBTQ plus couples, singles. And when the more and more counseling sessions that I did with couples, I'm like, these people should have never, ever gotten together. Like, you don't even know who the person is sitting in front of you.
You know what?
Where can I put this card? I got a
I'm doing my
question.
best.
Be mindful of your actions and the energy that you put out into the world, and keep love at the core of it all. So love and respect for God, love and respect for yourself, and love and respect for others.
Big facts.
Because when you do that, the Holy Ghost can live in that and move you in the direction you should go in. Because when it's not aligned with that, then other stuff comes in and then, so yeah, just be mindful of your actions and where things are coming from. And then I promise you the desires, God will give you the desires of your heart.
Period. Crab legs or pizza?
Crab legs. I'm that basic East Side Atlanta girl. You know what I'm saying? Give me some crab legs.
The fuck?
Come on, give me some crab. Oh, we can curse.
We can. The
Because I
fuck?
got a potty mouth like the fuck.
The
Give me some
fuck?
crab legs. You know what I'm saying? Like any day. You know what I'm saying? Put the little pepper seasoning
Okay.
on in the little sauce.
See?
And then, I found a cheat code. See, do what
What's
you
a
do.
cheat code?
Do what you do. So you go to whatever your favorite crab place is, Juicy Crab, whatever it is. You just order the sauce.
Okay, that's it.
Just the sauce.
Okay.
The little, whatever the sauce is, whatever you order that. Just a carton of that. It'd be like $4.
Right.
Then you go to Publix or wherever and you get your own crab legs and your own shrimp. Put it on the grill and just dab.
And it's cheaper.
Why I'm paying you $40 for crab legs? I can go ahead to Publix and get the whole thing for about $20 or Kroger and get the whole clusters, all those clusters for about $20 and I just bought the sauce and it's the same thing.
Y'all pay attention. We're going to put Juicy Crab out of business.
You ever heard the Waiting to Exhale soundtrack?
What? Yeah.
It's called Where You by Shantae Moore.
Period.
Forget of the day.
Hey.
Forget of the day.
It's not really lyric. Well, not really words.
Right.
It's just vibes.
It's vibes,
It's
baby.
very
It's like
sexy.
SZA, because I don't know what she's saying, but I love it. I don't. Can't hear it.
You are crazy.
I be vibing. I be like, yes. Fuck that nigga, I guess. Okay.
All right, here we go. This is a rocket. I got an improv. Here we go. I think if I say "here we go" enough times, it'll just happen.
Go. Yeah.
It'll just
manifest it.
Manifest. Yeah. Oh, y'all remember that thing? Rocket Man. When he took y'all know the song Rocket Man?
That's Elton John?
Elton John, but William Shatner did it as a monologue. And it's one of the worst things ever. And they made fun of it on Family Guy. So maybe I'll do that.
Okay.
I don't really know the lyrics. Rocket Man.
Very good. I tell everybody, let me tell you something. After 2020 and all the things that are becoming this new normal we're in, I don't know how people who are not indulging in something are making it. I'm like, baby, you don't do nothing? No liquor, no weed, no nothing?
Nothing.
No Tylenol, nothing?
And he kissed me on the cheek.
Period. Not you was in the, you didn't tell me you were in the concert.
I was front row. And he came around, he kissed me on the cheek, and I was like,
eat it, girls.
yeah,
I'm her.
You hurt. You see that.
Period.
The most terrifying thing in life is kid hands.
Because
think about it, like, it be sticky, and it's been in my nose, and it's been in their mouth, it's been in my pants, and then, hi!
Girl,
You know what I'm saying?
You made it too real.
Me and another artist by the name of Kimberly Nicole, who was on The Voice.
Oh my God, the rock ballerina.
Yeah, the rock ballerina.
Whoa.
Shout out Kimberly Nicole.
Yeah.
We were both new on the scene. Like me, Kimberly, PJ Morton, Janelle Monáe, we were all the new kids on the block. And me and Kimberly were like, let's just put our money together and do a show on our own. And we called it Strange Fruit because we are those strange individuals. You may look at us like, what the fuck they got going on? But by the time you see that show, you're going to be like, oh, okay, I love them. So those seeds we're planting like fruit, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Ultimately, you have worth with or without a job, with or without a home, with or without a car, with or without hair, right? You have worth, and I think it's really important for us to establish that and know that because we are living in very trying times, and you can have a job today and not have a job tomorrow.
Big
so
facts.
if you're constantly being jerked back and forth by the world or by the economy or by the presidential election or whatever it is, you can lose yourself. And I told myself I was not losing myself ever again. So honey, I got down and dirty in that work. And now I can step away from a big job like Shondaland and know that it did what it was supposed to do for me, but that's no longer where I'm supposed to be and be okay.
We all grew up with anti-drug propaganda, like, you know, DARE, like warning us of the dangers of marijuana
That
use.
fried egg.
This is your brain on drugs.
Exactly.
Yo. What are some misconceptions and false narratives surrounding marijuana?
There are so many, and I'm so glad that the world is like waking up and realizing some of these things. But number one, I say the main one that was pushed in the 90s and probably, no, before that, 50s, 60s, all throughout the past decades, is that it's a gateway drug. You only gonna go through a gate if you want to.
I think this might be worse than the rocket. These are lips.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Here we go.
I'm some lips. All right. Okay. I can figure out something better than I'm some lips.
All right. What keeps music fresh and exciting over 2 decades in the industry?
Continuing to collaborate with new artists. I think that was the difference between Michael Jackson and Prince. Prince always just wanted to work by himself, and even though it was still jamming, I think only maybe when you look at the grand scheme of things, the majority of his followers were older people who grew up with him. And you may find like a just diehard music head that's like, y'all better get into this Prince. You know what I'm saying? But Michael Jackson, he would still bring himself to the table, work with a young Neo or work with who was that
Marsha
guy?
Ambrosius?
Marsha, but I was trying to think of Dark Child.
Okay,
So bridging the gap. Erykah Badu is the same way. You know what I'm saying? Still bring yourself to the table, but work with these younger artists because the new energy keeps changing. There's a new vibration that's always being birthed.
Apex or Legends?
Oh my gosh, Legends. Period. Apex just a little too small. And now that I think back, I don't know if it was wise to be in there. But
it was not wise. Also, some of the worst nights of my life at Apex. Yep.
I think like Taylor Swift always reminds me of this girl that was a patient at Children's when I worked there. And we used to walk down the halls together. And 1989 came out at the time. I know that entire album.
Period.
On accident. I had no intention of knowing that album.
That's like me and every B2K album because of my sister.
On accident.
Yes.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Yep.
I was just telling one of my friends, I was like, I'm not dating no more men who don't have friends. He was like, what are you talking about? I said, why don't you have no friends?
Speak on it.
Are you the problem?
Speak
it's
on
you,
it.
bitch. It's
like,
you.
Even if it's one or two friends.
You can't sustain a long-term friendship with anybody, but you want to be in a relationship with me. Girl, goodbye.
Red flag.
Let me tell you something.
No, ma'am.
You know, God bless the children. Hey, y'all shouldn't be watching this. God bless the children. Fuck no.
Right.
They're bad as like elementary school, maybe, but middle school,
no, because
it's rough.
No.
Yes, I was, thank you God, was blessed to be signed to legendary LaFace Records in 7th grade. And it was kind of like, you know, they say things are too good to be true. They kind of, yeah. So, because honestly, I just came home from school one day and my dad was like, do you want to be a part of a singing group? My friend works with someone who knows L.A. Reid and they're looking for a fourth guy to be a part of this group. I was like, okay, I guess. I like singing, you know, so.
Right.
And I auditioned for L.A. Reid and Pebbles. If y'all remember Pebbles.
Oh, do.
Okay.
Okay, we do.
And yeah, they loved what they saw. And actually, you know Brandon from Mr. The light-skinned guy that was in they sang Blackberry Molasses.
Yes.
He was in our group first. They were like a rival group. We didn't like each other. But they wanted me to be a part of that group, but nah. When you're signed to a label, I realized that the label is only about making immediate money. So that's why they get younger kids and younger talent because you don't necessarily at that age know what you want to sing about. You don't know what you want to look like. You're very easily impressionable, you know. So they could just manipulate you, manipulate,
mold you,
and have you do whatever they is that whatever's making fast money right now.
Sativa or indica?
Whew, that's a hard choice. But for me, I'm gonna say indica.
Period. Okay, let me tell you. One time, I had a friend over, and she had. This is why I asked what strain we doing now. She came over, and we were smoking something, and I got trapped in my body. For 3 hours, and I was like, I said, "What is this?" She was like, "Midnight Queen." I said, "I should have asked. I wouldn't have smoked no shit like that."
You want my loving soul right on the line. All right, nailed it.
And you do. Okay, now do the same line.
Hire me. I do birthday parties.
But in a thriller. You're being chased. Thriller.
Should I run?
I mean,
should I get up and run?
If you can stay in frame.
Will Nadia get mad at me if I get up and run?
She's shaking her head yes.
Yeah, she said.
So maybe we shouldn't.
Maybe we shouldn't run.
It's come a long way since Wheelchair Jimmy, but that, you know.
So what could Aubrey do? Aubrey needs your help.
Okay, if I were Aubrey, if I were Aubrey's team, I think that being silent right now is his best bet. I think, to be honest, he's made some cultural missteps.
Big bets.
And so what he has to do is figure that out. And I think authenticity is best. So I always say if you don't have anything good or authentic to say, don't say anything at all. So I'm frankly okay with Drake being off the scene for a little bit because maybe then he will find a space to pop out. I just hope he pops out smartly.
One of my biggest fashion influences, and this dates all the way back to high school, was a beautiful trans woman named Jasmine Bonet, who is an icon in Atlanta and beyond. And she used to date my best friend a little bit, rest his soul. But we would go to see her perform at Trax Atlanta, which is burned down a long time ago.
You already look. Your knee started hurting when he said it, right? 'Cause Trax took my
We
right
used to
knee.
go see her and the Stars of the Century at Trax, and Jasmine would go to the thrift store, and back then, like I told you, I was signed to LaFace Records, so I was like, thrift store, oh my God, you know what I'm saying? That girl went inside of the thrift store and bought this sequin purse. I didn't think nothing of it, you know, a sequin purse, some other little trinkets, whatever. She came out on stage. That thing was no longer a purse. It was a beautiful bra that was just spark. I was like, whoa. She took something that cost $5 and looked like $1 million. I was like, so okay, I want to do that. So Jasmine Bonet was one of my first master teachers of fashion, of creativity. Jasmine Bonet, Stasha Sanchez, Nicole Love Dupree, Dominique Rashad, Sophia McIntosh, Naisha Dupree, all of the trans women in Atlanta, legendary from Stars of the Century. They were my first inspirations for putting that thing on.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Icons.
Yeah.
Okay.
You want my love and soul right on the line.
I love that.
When I first came out of the closet, one of my brothers was like, okay, whatever. The other was pissed. He was pissed because he said, we're supposed to tell each other everything. And you've been hiding this from us for like however long. Right. So he was pissed. And then once I was like, I explained to him my fears and me coming out, he was like, oh, okay, cool, like whatever. The one that was like okay with it, like when I first told him, eventually started to say that I needed to pray it away and come to me with Bible scriptures and all these types of things and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, wait a minute. We all grew up in the same church.
Right, talk about it.
I was the one who was going to be the minister. So I know these scriptures, friend. I can quote them to you. So we didn't talk literally for years.
Oh my gosh.
Because I gave him a choice. You can have a gay brother or you cannot have a brother at all.
Like Dawn, a lot of people don't know who Dawn is. Dawn made it to the WNBA. And she was amazing.
Right.
One of the greatest shooters I've ever seen, period.
Period.
And could have still been playing. But she had to go through some things when she was in college. She had to overcome some things. And I still look up to her to this day, you know? So, like, that's how it was just growing up in Clarksville, just having that, I don't want to say mentor because she was a lot older than me.
Right. But they are kind of mentors. Would you rather be the best player on a team that always loses or the worst player on a team that always wins?
Listen, I know my role and I'm okay with being the worst. Please don't let me be, okay, I won't say the player I was going to say, but I don't want to be the best and we always lose. Let me sit in the background. Put me on the bench, coach, especially if the check is for millions of dollars. I will take being the worst. I will go off social media so the people can't troll me. I will take it.
Period.
Yes.
Period. Yes. You're not going to hear from me. I don't care.
Yeah.
You know, take a book out of Michelle Williams' book. Hey, baby, the check cash.
Play your role.
I don't care.
Play your role.
I know what I bring.
Set a goal and make it plain. Don't set 6, 7, 8 goals. Girl, that is not... Why are you playing with yourself?
I have my list.
Here is my list. Why is it so long? Can it have 2 to 3 things on it, right? Something that's really digestible. If it's I want to work out more. It doesn't have to be gritty, hard, cumbersome. It can be I went for a walk today while I'm on the phone with my mom. It took me 30 minutes. It was great. I walked the dog or I went and gardened. It can be something that you're just giving back to yourself. If you want it to be a nice HIIT workout, by all means, I can write one for you. But it doesn't have to be that. So giving yourself wellness and time to do that. It could be 30 minutes a day. It doesn't have to be more than that.
That's this guy watching me doing all this. And then she goes, literally the interview starts and the first thing out of her mouth, she goes, I'm so proud of you. And I was like,
nope.
Literally right then, it just, and again, this is my first week, first interview. And I was like, what? She was like, I'm just looking at you and you remind me of my daughter. She was like, and I'm seeing how you just know how to do everything. She was like, I come from an era where we didn't have to learn how to do everything. She was like, I didn't have to do social media and this and this and this. I didn't have to learn. I just needed to make sure I had my lines together. I needed to make sure my dance steps were on point. That was it. She was like, you remind me of my daughter. She was like, and it's making me emotional just looking at you. And I was like, you're going to make me emotional. So I think that was like one of the most impactful moments because it was like, you know, you just do the things.
Yes.
I feel like so many of us just do the things. And then you don't really sit back and realize like, hey, you've just been kind of, in essence, going through the motions of doing the things because you're thinking like, okay, I got to get this. I got to get this. I got to get to the next step. I got to get to the next accolade. I got to get to the next thing. And it's like, no, give yourself credit because in doing the things, you're growing as a person, you're acquiring all this knowledge. You know what I'm saying? You're growing in everything that you're doing. So
I thought that was cool.
I remember like being 18, you know, I'm from here. I remember when Atlanta was a real gay mecca. Like a real one, like, I mean, like the clubs and stuff, but a real community where people were really kind and you could go out and really like connect and meet people. And a lot of that is disappearing. It's just not like what it used to be.
A lot of people don't even think about how my values feed into like the way that I market or who I'm marketing to, right? It's important to know your target audience. It's important to know what's important to them. Because while, yes, people may be mad at you for giving money to something, that may actually draw more people to you because of your stand.
Facts.
And so I think, again, it's just really figuring out which one do you want to lose.
Everybody want to talk about the same thing?
Hello.
I mean, you're doing the same thing that the heterosexual community is doing. Like, if it ain't money is sex, I'm better than you, and money is sex. Come on, ain't nobody got nothing to say.
Facts.
Everybody just want to twerk and pop, and that's fun. I love it.
Right.
But if you just eat McDonald's every day,
talk about it.
You need something to stick to the bones. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, and honestly, that's just not reality. You're not even like presenting your full self. It ain't the truth.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So I be like, what else, boo?
And a lot of girls starting to look the same. Cut it out.
Yeah.
Everyone should have a BBL.
Yeah.
Everyone can wear a 32 bust down.
Yeah. All got that same smile.
I'm sick of it. I'm sick. You're all going to the same doctor, and he's the only one profiting.
Good grief.
We're tired. And you know, I was feeling what you were saying when you was, you know, when you be tall and don't nobody else be tall. All y'all be talking about tall people, but y'all don't understand the pressures. Okay, people be staring at you. They talk about you. They be like, "Dang, why you so tall? Why you so lanky? Like, what's going on?"
I can't help it.
Like I remember people used to say all the time. They're like, "Do you play basketball?" And I'd be like, "No." And they'd be like, "What a waste of height." I'm like, "Well, I can do other things."
Exactly.
I'm kind of smart.
Like, why? Don't put me in a box.
Right.
Because that's not.
No, you don't want box of sand, honey.
No.
Eat it.
Yes, all the gays want the trade. Everybody wants ultimate masculinity. Like they're like, if he has a hint of some sugar in him, they don't want it.
Right.
And that keeps people single. It keeps them from making true connections. And that is because we as gay men, we have been taught that if you're anything like a woman, you are less than a man.
Yep.
Like if you look at our society, how we treat women,
talk about
which is horrible. Like we treat women like they're objects, that they're only good for their uteruses. But like, so if a gay man who puts himself in a position who's more of like the bottom, like that's the worst. Like I know someone was like, okay, I'm fine with you being gay, but you're not the bottom, right?
Are you the bottom?
Are you not the bottom?
Right.
Well, no, I like dick. I like dick, and you know, dick is good, and it takes a real man to be able to take dick. Okay,
and that's some real talk.
Right.
Man, they ain't really shoot that nigga this shit.
You get to choose you first.
Hello.
And then everything else comes after that. Because let's be real, nothing looks as good as it is if you don't put yourself first.
You better talk about it.
Being on social media and using social media as a marketing tool, I was there for it. I was there when it like
in the beginning
kind of came to life.
Right.
Yes.
Big facts.
And so now it's kind of morphed into this really cool industry like digital marketing. Everybody wants to be in digital marketing. But I love it because I am very much a people person. I love community. I love being able to talk back. And so I think for brands and companies, there's this opportunity to have a lot more direct access to your customers than there was in years past. And so that it's a double-edged sword because sometimes they have a lot to say. But I think it's also important for them to be able to say, like, I'm not enjoying this product, or I don't like your policies about that, and then brands be able to adjust.
Some people say they get like a rush before, like, or afterwards. Like runners always talk about like, you know, how they feel after a run or their second win. What is something that fuels you on stage?
There is an energy exchange between audience members and the performers, at least for me. And it's, you know, it's not just them clapping, but like we feel y'all. Like we feel the people watching us, and we feel when they're with us. We also feel when they're not with us. You know, so there is an exchange of energy there that you kind of feed off of. Like, and a lot of like my theater professionals will know, like, you know, like when you have good houses and when you have not so good houses, it's like, dang, we doing it tonight. Oh, we did that. Like you feel that. So like that, like from a like physical logistical perspective, that kind of feeds me. I really get kind of like a little adrenaline jump from being in front of people and feeling their energy and hopefully like them feeling mine.
Right. Like, believe it or not, there are people that believe I'm quiet. That I'm like and it's because I don't like you. I don't talk to you, but I do be talking.
Exactly.
But yeah, no, period. So
Yeah.
no, I feel that.
If we're talking about actual smoking, we don't want to face a whole blunt by ourselves if we've never done that. We want to take a few puffs, put it down, see how you're feeling, see what the vibe is, right? If you want to hit it a few more times, let's do that. You may not be able to do the things you see other people do.
Right.
That is the key to this. So you start slow and move. You start low and move slow. So as far as smoking as a consumption method, that's my suggestion. You puff and you puff, take a break, come back to it. It'll always be there. It's not going anywhere.
Right. It's puff, puff, pass. Get it out your hand, baby.
There you go.
Yeah.
Ben Affleck is my Batman.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting, because I'm a Michael Keaton to the day I die.
I'll give you Michael Keaton.
To the day I die.
I just tried to force the kid to watch Beetlejuice.
Yes.
So I love Michael Keaton.
Yeah.
And his like that moment in Spider-Man when Peter Parker comes into the house.
Yeah.
And he finds out that Michael Keaton, the Vulture, is the daddy.
Yep.
And it's like, oh, mind blown.
Yes.
Great. Love Michael Keaton. But Ben Affleck's my Batman.
Got it.
I mean, he's built like Batman.
I try to tell people the 4 Ds. Danger, dysfunction, distress, death.
That's
okay,
it.
if any of those things are happening,
Yes.
you might want to stop. Cut the shit out, okay?
Yeah. Once you know who you are, then you can determine where you go,
Facts.
right? Because not everybody needs a $100 a month website. You know, you don't need to spend thousands of dollars on branding aesthetics. You know, you don't need a $2,000 logo. You might just need to invest in a portfolio, getting some really nice photography, having digital, allowing people to have digital access to you. I think that's what I would say. And just really staying true to who you are. Because what I'm finding is that there are a lot of creators right now who are just following the trends. And there's a tricky thing about the trends, right? They change, which means you're gonna constantly be changing in pursuit of those trends when you can just be yourself.
It really is hard. Like I've been doing the same thing, having the same routine for almost 20 years now.
Right.
And now I have to completely change my mindset,
Right.
completely change my outlook on life and how I look at everything, to be honest. So, I'm just processing.
Right.
And just taking it all in and trying to be patient with myself.
Facts. And I think that's really great advice for people listening. You know, we all have things that happen where we have to pivot, change, stretch ourselves in a new way, re-envision a life for ourselves. And I think a lot of us get frustrated in like the journey, but I think it's kind of like, remember, like you were saying even earlier with the young lady that was in middle school watching the journey, like you're not always going to be this thing, this person. And it's okay to like be frustrated with that, but also be patient and kind to yourself during that transition.
Yeah.
So many times when you do this, when you do radio, he said the biggest hurdle that jocks can't get over is that just talk to me like a regular person.
Right.
Don't perform for me. Don't put on this voice. Don't put on this persona. Don't give me what you think. Just give me you.
Right.
And he was like, I couldn't really say this before. He's like, I hope you don't report me to HR. I hired a black girl from Atlanta. That's who I want to hear on the radio. And white guy. And I was like, okay, change my world about how to approach radio, how to do things, all of it.
Especially because before that was not getting you where you thought you wanted to be.
Right.
It wasn't really opening the doors.
Right. It was like, we don't want to sound, if you're trying to apply for a pop station, you don't want to sound too, because that's how you don't want to sound too black. You don't want to sound too urban, because if you sound too urban, they're going to put you in the urban category. And then in the urban stations, it's like, you don't want to sound too light. You don't want to sound too mainstream.
Right.
So, yeah.
If Christian Bale walked through these doors and we get, I have no faith that Christian Bale would fight me.
I was feeling like you were going to say that. Can we bring him in? Yeah, guys, it's happening. It's happening. Hope you're ready.
I think that my coaching style is a motivational based style, and I'm able to do that because I had women in front of me that didn't necessarily push me to be anything but better, right? They didn't degrade you. They didn't make you feel like you were less than because you weren't the best today.
Right.
and gave you an opportunity to get better each and every day that you came to practice. I've sat for a basketball game before, and I can be the very best, but if you got a bad attitude, you're not locked in, you're not focused, then you need people in your life to help you refocus and realign what you're doing.
I will always admire Shonda Rhimes. In my mind, she is a gift to this generation simply because the way that she uses her talents, not just to entertain, but also to empower and to educate and to edify. And so for me, Shondaland was a beautiful experience. I was given so many opportunities to grow, so many opportunities to lead. I'm just really grateful for that experience in my life. And I will say this, I've gone on record many times in saying it, it is one of the best jobs I've ever had to date.
Recently, I saw Origin when it came out a couple months ago, and I hadn't seen a film in quite some time that had changed me. Like, I went into the theater one way, and when Origin ended, I was different. Like the way I thought about race and caste and just, you know, a lot of the systems that kind of run, you know, our, you know, lives. It changed me. And I think that is the most beautiful and powerful thing about art. I would have chose crab legs as well. I tell everybody, if it can swim, I'm gonna eat it. You know, crab, alligator, mermaid.
Alligator, I've had alligator and I couldn't get into it.
Let me tell you something. You give me a Mary J. Blige check, you know,
I mean,
I might have to explain to my kids about daddy having to stand on the table and
you gonna eat this fucking chicken. This chicken paid for your
gonna
tuition.
eat this chicken.
This is good chicken.